We're
Where are we on this
back.
map right now? Okay.
You are right here. So that's like the kitchen area by the window.
Where's the door at?
The door is the right here.
So the door goes into the kitchen. Fair enough.
Yep. Yeah, we're back for the second half, guys. Hopefully you're
Yes.
ready for whatever's happening here.
Yes.
So I think we come back in scene 10 minutes later where everybody's eating like roasted pork and like bacon and some less than fresh fruits and some
I'm not having breakfast.
warmed
Uh,
chocolate drink
Yes.
for everyone.
If he brings it over, I do look at you guys and grab it. You know. Like, oh, I should.
I just
Smells
go
good.
stand by the front door with my weapon drawn.
Okay. Yeah, as you move in front of the door, the floorboard creaks slightly.
Fair enough.
I oil the floorboards now.
Farm. Thank you for the breakfast. You must know that we are all on opposite sides of the spectrum here.
Let's
I
say
don't
it
see it that
lightly.
way.
It's fine.
No, there are two sides here.
And
One
it
of
is
them is
fine.
my side.
Correct.
The other side is death.
You see me roll my eyes.
I would prefer for all of you to continue your work on my behalf.
So, Afam, that is not going to happen. And it was very nice of you to consider us in the first place. But clearly, our job with you is done. Our contract with you is over.
Just because our
Friend,
contract is done doesn't mean you aren't
friend
going
of
to
friend.
continue doing work for me.
Oh, well, that should be up to us to decide
Will it
as we
be?
continue to do things. Of course.
I
Of
think we are
course.
talking about things on two different levels.
Then
Of
how
course.
about you straight up tell us what it is that you're talking about?
Ah, yes. Well, your reputation has somewhat divided this city. There are some who believe that your actions as spears leaving Menkaria to die were somewhat disagreeable, and others who laud your heroism in leaving a hunt of bandits to local government while you continued on a campaign against the Eternals in the East. And so there has been some question about improving or reducing funding for the spears.
We haven't ever had any funding to begin with.
Afram,
That is because you have not done any jobs. I
talking
direct you
about
to the job board outside my house.
we didn't come
Fair-
here to talk about money, Afram. We came here to talk about you giving us a Go-Go's family, releasing the slaves, and
I
to
want
find
to
out what
be
happened.
very clear. I don't have any slaves. I do have a number of indentured servants, and
Great.
those under my protection, also criminals who are awaiting judgment and will have their debts be repaid via a third-party broker.
You see me write down notes like, very, very clever.
Afam, I feel like there's a great budding friendship happening between us. It's a beautiful thing, yes?
I agree.
Yes. What would it take for you to release a Go-Go's family?
What do you offer me?
What do you need? Clearly, you've got chocolates and meats and breakfasts and homes and ugly security guards.
Oh, now you say very unkind things about Wagadugu.
Oh, you would say
He's
the
a
same
very
yourself.
ugly man. Inside, right here. In the soul.
In the soul, I
Yeah.
see.
And where are they now? Because if we're talking about, what you would need, of course we need to make sure that they are okay.
Well, they are in a safe place.
And where is
Where?
that?
I see no reason to share that with you. It's not something I would discuss with good friends. Their
What-
location is extremely important to me. I would only share it with very few. None of them are my friends. Many of them are my employees. You want to know what it is I want in exchange for releasing Agogo's family. I assume that the unspoken end of that is that I, in return, will not harm you, or the family once they've left my care, or perhaps even Agogo himself.
Cannot say, sir. I'm only talking about the whereabouts and what it would take to get Agogo his family back at this moment.
That is very simple, Abelia, and I'm glad that it is you who asked.
I tried.
Goffu, if you could please bring me that set of papers over top of the fireplace mantel.
I kind of look at him like, it's not a trap, is it?
Your...
If it was a trap, would I tell you?
Yes, you would.
No. He's the
Uh,
prince
from-
of lies.
Is this a trap?
You know what? I walk over and just go get it.
So
Yeah,
yeah, as
fireplace
Goffu's
is
walking
broke.
back, he's like, well, the getting of the papers isn't technically a trap. What's on them, however, I suppose you'll have to decide for yourself, Abelia. And then he slides you a series of documents written in Sakone.
I can read them.
Okay, I'm gonna send you a quick message explaining what is on these.
Okay.
Oh, I don't speak that.
I have a bad feeling this is all for his family.
No. Where? I look over at. So Goffu, you're fine. Naomi,
There
you
you go.
look
That should have popped up, TL. Sorry, it took a little while.
in
I
the
forgot how to do that. It
Skype
should show up in Roll20.
roll 20. There you go.
Did it pop up automatically?
Yep.
Let's see if that worked. Okay, there you go.
I'll walk over towards Karim.
It's a purely political thing.
Get farther away from Mr. Afam before I bash his head in with the axe.
And to what means?
As you may have realized, I've recently lost my only daughter. I find myself in great need of a new wife and
No!
a new set of siblings.
I told you
raise.
no!
And to be clear, as is outlined in this contract, our marriage would not be one that would require you to do anything. There are numerous young women I could impress myself upon to gain new children, but it would be unseemly for someone of my age to have a number of new children without a wife, two with which I could claim they came from. Also, the marriage between us would work out in your benefit as well. I believe the first time you came to speak with me, you wished for increased trade into Meru.
He's gonna murder you like he murdered his daughter!
Yeah, you came for more trade. What did we end up getting? Oh yeah, no trade.
And a dead girl!
With this
Actually, we
contract,
got less trade because the Oaks clan lost their trade. Just FYI.
Everyone lost
We-
all their trade.
with this
And I got
contract,
exiled.
we would not even need to see each other again ever. You can go off and be a spear as much as you want. You must realize, as a spear of a dawn, you can never inherit anything from Keb Sunwalker. However, through you, I can gain a claim to part of Meru, and through that, increase trade options into the Meruan territories.
He's gonna enslave everyone!
Fun.
I don't
If-
enslave anyone.
Oh, you just take indentured servitude. That's the same thing. Don't try to play these words with me, sir.
In exchange for this contract, I will
This is
end
indentured
all current indentured servitude ships and release anyone under my privilege and care. And I will take no new ones.
You are taking a new one. You would take Abelia.
What would I need Abelia for? You are not listening. We would never need to meet again.
I don't trust it. It
Of
sounds
course.
fishy.
You don't trust it, Goffu, as you shouldn't. You've been in arranged marriages before, and they are not particularly pleasant.
Well,
But it
this
just
is
seems...
hardly an arranged marriage. I am literally asking you right now. I could impress this upon your father, however, I suspect that he is quite emotionally volatile towards you right now.
Karim, Naomi, do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what this is? I just
don't
hold
know
up
what
another
you're saying.
paper.
Anything
I-
you're
Do you see?
saying.
Yes, I don't know what you're
You don't-
saying. What are you saying?
What I'm saying is, all the spears of the dawn are to these people are just a bunch of puppets to be tossed about. Is that what we want to be? Back and forth. I'm getting married. You're getting married. You chop a hand off. He chops a hand off.
I
We
want to
save
be
people
clear
this-
here. I'm not offering this because you're a Spear of the Dawn, but because you're a daughter of Keb Sunwalker.
He just wants a land grab.
Would
That's all
you
it
prefer
is.
that I increase funding to the Spears of the Dawn? That's something I can do as part of this.
No, no, all
So
of it.
he's-
No,
He's just
All
using
of
you
it-
because you're
no.
you. It has
Thus.
nothing to do with us being a spear.
You could say I like you for you, not because you are a Spear.
no.
I hate you so much,
Doesn't there
Arthur.
have
But
to
you're
be
such a
point?
good bastard at doing this.
This is Abelia's sort of like turning point, and she just looks at all of you, and she looks at Afam, and she says, "No, this is not how it happens. You don't coerce a spear of the dawn by holding indentured servitude the lives of indentured servants over their heads. You don't
But
coerce
is
the
this-
daughter of Keb Sunwalker because you have the lives of people hanging in the balance. That's
I'm
not how
not
this
coercing you
goes.
to do anything.
Yes. You don't see it that way. But when you don't give people any other options when lives are at stake, that's what it is.
So what happens if she doesn't become your bride? What happens to all of these
know-
people?
We know what happens, Naomi and Karim.
I know, but I want him to say it.
Well, I must be honest. If we can't come to an agreement before you, let's say, leave here, I will
Oh,
be
we
forced
will be
to
leaving.
wrap up loose ends.
Explain.
I've just explained to you.
Explain what loose ends are.
He's going to kill us. He'll
He's
kill
going to
anybody
kill-
else that's involved.
I
Yes, he's
didn't
going to kill the
explicitly mean
Gogo's
I would kill
family.
any of you in
He
particular.
could probably kill my family as well.
Why
You
would I
kill my-
kill your family at all? How
He wants the
unusual.
family.
You
That
just
would be as
take-
if I were to step on an ant.
Does it matter?
They have no quarrel with me.
Will I use the force of my great song and ask him again? Will you release Agogo's family to me today, right now? It's a big request from new friends, but I feel like
So he
we've got
laughs
enough-
and says, "Again, I must ask what you will give me for it. A go-go walker once was quite valuable to me.
Afam,
Less so
you will
now.
get nothing. Nothing but doing something because it is the right thing to do, and a spear of the dawn is asking you to do it."
So he takes a sip of his chocolate and gestures to his house and says, "Do you think I got where I am today by doing the right thing because someone asked me to do it?"
Not at all. I do not care about your past. I don't care about your future. I am talking to you in this moment, asking.
You offer me absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. And I
I
hold
will
my
not do
empty
this
hand.
thing. They are still of some value to me, even if Agogo is not. You see, the important thing is, Agogo can do whatever he wants from now on. I'm not going to be sending what you might call slave wagons to him and what I would call criminal retransportation vehicles.
Afram, I have
I am not
tried.
providing him with any support, food or material. I'm not giving him direction at all. From this point on, I keep his family from him, as they are all criminals, simply as a reminder that if he is to talk about what he has done, that my name stays out of it.
Only
Afam,
criminals
Something
with
I
this
would
You are
note.
not.
Given your very presence here, he clearly has not done.
You are not a judge. You are not the jury. Your passing sentence on these people is of your own design. And I understand you have a little
I
kingdom
am
to control.
curious as to why you think I am not judge and jury. These people were living with him when he was a bandit lord. All of his bandit clan all had their families with them. They were complicit in the acts he performed before I ever took him into my service. What they ate, what they wore, what they took off of the dead bodies of those merchants that they killed, all was from the crime of banditry and murder that he himself performed.
because
They are
Afram,
not
you do.
innocent in anything.
I am speaking to you clearly. I am not speaking to you any other way since we started breakfast, which is delicious, by the way. Thank you.
Is it morning time yet?
It's edging
It's almost-
on late morning, early afternoon.
You may
Okay.
feel compelled to want to keep these people indentured, but you are not chosen by the people. You are not chosen by my people. You are not chosen by their people to be their judge or their jury or their sentencer.
It is a simple matter of personal protection.
As I said, I understand because you have a little kingdom to take care of. I get it.
So I think he laughs into his chocolate drink and just says, "Little kingdom, yes."
I cannot say what will happen beyond this point, Afam, and I will ask you one more time in good faith. Please release Agogo's family to me today, presently.
What will you offer me in exchange, my good friend?
You will have my thanks as a spear of the dawn. The new age of the spear of the dawn. And that is all.
A new age of the Spear of the Dawn. What nature does this age take that you are offering to me?
It is without corruption. It is without manipulation. It is without lies. It is focused on what the emperor himself wanted.
What corruption, manipulation, and lies do you currently see within the organization? I'm curious.
I see us here,
You
across
came
countries.
to me not as a Spear of the Dawn, but as part of a private matter with Keb Sunwalker.
How you perceived our coming to you and what actually was maybe two different things, sir. And it is, I am a spear of the dawn, whether you wanted to accept that at the time
Oh
or
no,
not.
I don't deny
have
that
been-
you are a Spear of the Dawn. However,
That is the business we have conducted.
I
and we
have
have
not
gone-
ever, to my knowledge, manipulated the Spear's organization in any way.
Have gone across countries to kill people. We have gone backwards.
Have you
Across the
actually
same
killed
span of-
anyone yet? It's been my
No.
understanding you've spent some time
Good.
wandering in circles.
And that is a good thing. Sometimes you have to be lost in order to be found, and we got lost, and then we found ourselves. And I think I'm
Ah,
starting
yes.
to realize what the true nature of these spears of the dawn are, and it is definitely not to kill on your behalf or your bequests, and it is definitely not to accept payment on your behalf or your bequest.
So he takes another drink and says, Spears of the Dawn accept payment for jobs done when they are posted on the board outside, And yes, many of those payments are through me, but the jobs are requested by simple folk. You'll find the same in any village anywhere.
Well, I guess you'll see something different happening, won't you?
Like I said, I'm curious as to what that something different is. You see, you are speaking of one thing, but you must realize if you are taking your group in a new direction for the Spears of the Dawn, you may finally have something of value to offer me. As a merchant, I could influence prices, deals, supplies. Whatever direction you think you are taking the Spears in, I can be prepared to profit off of it.
From you can't help yourself, can you? It's super cute. And I reach out and I not to his face, but really close. Oh, it's adorable. You just can't get over it, can you?
I'm gonna pinch you to
Can't
death.
even see.
Pinch you to death.
If you were to share these things with me, perhaps I would consider that an acceptable trade for your word that nothing we've discussed here will be spoken of again,
Oh, man.
and that a Go-Go Walker's family will also not speak of this again, and they will be free to go with you.
That shit's all over
Kareem,
Spear Book already.
Naomi, Goffu, do you want blood money?
I don't want blood money.
I don't want to
Hmm.
bring price fixing to the Silent Lands.
I just want the family to go back home so we can get Kareem's deal done, and then we go on about our business.
There you have it, Ephraim. Again, the answer is no. Spears of the Dawn are not for sale.
And as far
I
as
am
a
not
trade,
offering to buy anything from you. There are greater mercantile forces out there. If you... I don't know what it is you're doing, to be clear. You've been very vague, but you may open up new lines of trade. Your actions, your declarations may influence markets, and I want to be in the best position to take that. I am not offering you any money for this because you have said repeatedly you want nothing from me in this regard. I simply want to be able to profit from these things. That profit will be what you pay for the family of Agogo Walker on
No.
tree with.
I draw my bow, Arthur, and
Okay.
I pull back an arrow, and I pull it like as far as I can, so it's taut, and like you
Okay.
can't hold those for very long. And I say, I will trade you 1 arrow for the location of the family. It's pointed right at him.
Okay, he knocks on the table and says, Wagadugu, please come in here and talk with my friends. Okay, make an attack roll.
So I think it's just +1.
Wagadoo walking.
Ephraim,
Wagadoo.
I tried.
Uh,
I will reach out and shake your hand if he takes it.
no, he's
I step away from the
very
table.
quick.
He's still a good friend of mine. He's
It's
owes
all
me for a
one.
day.
So his AC is 7. You add your
missile-
attack modifier plus your dex plus your bow skill
+7.
Oh.
plus 7, and you're trying to get a 20.
Wait, how does this roll work?
You roll a d20.
I
You
didn't realize it
add
was
your
20.
dex, your attack modifier, and your bow skill.
My attack modifier is +4, so yours has got to be at least higher than that, right, Virgil?
Yeah, it's probably a +4 now.
I'm trying to figure that out. Oh, it's +4, yeah. Okay, +4, 5. 6 with dex? Yeah, it's gonna be 6.
And then you add 7 for his
Yeah.
AC.
So 13.
D20 plus 13.
And so is your intention here to kill him or to hurt him?
It's
Are
it's
you
to kill
aiming
him.
at his like chest, his
chest.
stomach, or his face?
His chest
And your intention is kill or hurt?
to pierce his heart so that he
That would
dies.
that would be kill.
Kill.
Okay.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, 33, natural
Yeah.
20. Thanks, guys.
So
Woo!
as the door
Bam.
opens, I want to be clear here. The door opens and everyone outside, like all of the people in line to see the merchant, watch as Karim shoots the Prince of Lies in the heart.
Yeah, and then I'll reload.
Okay, like in slow motion, chaos is breaking out all across the marketplace as people are like, "Oh my God, they just shot the Prince of Lies," and like other people are like, "Ah!" And a bunch of people are drawing weapons and moving towards the front door. I need you all to roll initiative real quick, which is a D8 plus your Dex modifier.
D8. Oh.
Yep.
Three.
We're rolling initiative.
Well, I mean,
Uh,
you did just murk this guy in front of a shit ton of people.
Yeah, they don't like him anyway. Just give me a second.
I like how you think they don't like him.
They won't not like him when I get through with him.
We'll see how that goes down.
If we survive it.
Three.
Wait, I didn't actually hit anyone, so I'm still invisible?
It's been way longer
It's
than
been way longer than that.
you had
Okay,
breakfast
I don't know
with
how
him.
long it. Yeah, I don't know how. Sitting there invisible. Okay, so the first three worked.
Okay,
What's
the
me?
front end. Sorry, what was that? Oh yeah,
Where's
where
me?
are you? Oh, you
I got
rolled a
6.
6. Okay, so you act at the same time as Abelia.
Yay.
So your actions will happen simultaneously. A number of guards, 4 of them, come out of the crowd, with spears with tassels on the end, like ceremonial weapons, and begin like shouting towards Ouagadougou to like, what's going on here? Why is everyone shouting? And
Salvador.
4 more people from the line draw like short swords or long knives and begin moving towards Karim, who's standing
Just
on the
people?
far side of the doorway. And they're all screaming at him in Socanese, which you can't understand.
Please, dear.
I understand it.
Yeah, and they're saying, yeah, that for him to like put his weapons down and to accept the justice of the people. Abelia and Goffu, what do you want to do with your turns?
Abelia?
Where's
You got it.
Ouagadougou?
Ouagadougou is on the other side of
Ouagadougou.
the door,
Can I see
so
him?
he and Karim are very close together right now.
I'm standing next to Karim, so it's me, Karim, and Ouagadougou.
My understanding is that you were standing next to
Karim.
you
No, she
you
went
were
to
standing next to the Prince of Lies with your axe. Karim
I
moved to the
moved.
door specifically to block it.
I moved next to Karim, so
Okay,
I was
all right.
still- Yeah.
Yeah, she did say that she was moving. It was just Goffu and Ibilia at the table, talking with the now pierced Prince of Lies.
Okay, I have a plan. Do you have anything for crowd control, Abelia?
Ouagadougou's gonna become my buddy, or at least I'm gonna try anyway.
Well, I'm about to use the Nagi of Vines, and it's a 50 radius spear outside the house. Is that cool? I'm not sure how that's going to place outside the house to try to put vines all over the place over here.
Nice.
What's it specifically called?
Nagi of Grappling Vines, level 2 spell.
The Kisi of Grasping Vines?
Yeah. Oh, the ends is silent? Oh, fair enough.
Yep.
Kisi.
It is a 5-foot radius area.
So I'm not sure how big that is.
Not
and-
very big. That's about the size of the doorway.
That would be bigger.
Nope.
Well, anyway.
I'm sorry, it's actually 5. So they don't do feet in this game. It's 5 meters. So that's about 15 feet. So that's quite a large area.
Yeah, I was gonna put like the edge near the outside the door for people who have a hard time coming in.
Okay, that's something you can do. So let's see here. Larger than human enemies can break through the vines in 1d4 rounds, but all others are trapped for the duration of the spell unless they succeed on an evasion saving throw. Are you attempting to catch Wagadugu, who again is like right next to both Karim and Naomi in the spell?
I'm gonna wait till Illabel see if she can control Wagadugi real quick. Is that fine?
Okay.
Or since
Yeah.
her
No,
turn
that's
is-
fine. Let's do it.
Wagadugu. Is he my buddy?
You're using your ability to
Yes.
make him your friend.
The
Do you have
compelling,
enough?
the
Do
heart-
you have enough points left to do that?
Yes, you get 10
Okay.
at 4th level, and
Alright.
the first it only costs 3.
Yes, he considers you a good friend. However, if you perform any overtly hostile acts,
Right.
it breaks
Obviously.
immediately.
So as soon as
And that's
I
only with
cast
you.
the
That's
spell-
not with anyone else in your party.
That is correct.
Okay.
I say, Wagadugu, please, can you come here to help me? This is really crazy.
I put the
And I
vine
need a- I
behind
need a
him.
buddy.
Then.
I could really use a buddy.
So he's just like, if you need me to come inside and help you, I will, but in the process, I'm afraid I'm going to have to take the rest of your friends into custody.
Can we talk about that? Just let's get out.
So
from
yeah,
here.
he moves past Karim. He's like, yes, you and I can talk about how they're going to die. And he just strolls into the room.
And then I put the vine on the outside of the door.
All I
to keep
needed
people out.
is
Okay, all right. Wagadugu's in the room now, and Wagadugu immediately begins
close the-
talking.
Door?
Sure, on your turn. Wagadugu immediately begins talking about how wise, virtuous, and strong he is to all of you. And he's like, all of you should begin respecting me, Wagadugu, because I am very powerful and strong. Also, I am a scion of justice. And I need everyone to make a mental effect save.
yeah,
Damn it.
yeah.
I am a citizen of this city, and as the bodyguard of the Prince of Lies, I have the authority to take you into custody.
He does.
Do I? There's no bonuses
this?
versus.
This is a mental effect save.
It's just a straight up D20. There's no.
Yep.
Okay.
Shit. Now.
Yeah.
Karim, did you pass?
Damn it.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Karim, everyone else must reply with any quest made within the scope of their accepted authority, believing these to be the best decisions and judgments. So the rest of your friends, Goffu, Naomi, and Abelia, now believe that turning themselves in for the murder is definitely in their best interests.
I mean,
You, Karim,
even
however, are
murder
not
him.
fooled by his fancy talk.
And Wagu's my friend, and I say, Wagu, I can turn myself in, but you can't kill me.
We'll
There's
get
no
around
blood
to
on my
that.
hands.
Well, don't worry, we'll get around to it. What's weird is that you both have each other locked into this mental
Yeah.
thing.
mental fate. And there's vines all
It's
on the
gonna be
outside
strange.
of the thing. On the
Yeah.
on the outside of the
It's,
city.
I
like,
mean, I'll go with
vines.
you. Like, I get it, but I can't be murdered.
You'll be fine. The rest of us will be murdered. Oh, let me show. The Prince of Lies is dead, right?
He was shot in the heart with an arrow. He's
That's
definitely
true.
dead.
If
Okay, just making
Wadu-
sure.
So that's
He dies
Wagadugu's turn.
because his
Karim,
spell-
you have an action and a whole turn.
Yes.
However, you believe that you should cooperate with any requests made by this
Not me.
authority within the city, which would be
Not
to
me.
turn yourself in for the murder of the guy you just shot in the heart.
Not Kareem.
No,
Yes.
no, I don't have to, right?
He passed.
I got
I
to-
rolled
Oh,
a
that's right. Yep, you passed.
Yeah,
Okay,
no.
what would you like to
Yeah,
do?
I get to murder him in the face with an arrow. What's
it.
his armor class?
His armor class is 4.
Damn.
So, since this is new to me, I understand rolling the d20, got it. I
4
understand adding
plus
your,
8,
but is it
9.
dex for ranged? Is that what you add, or strength for melee? Is that the idea?
Be right back.
So
Bathroom.
I'm doing a deep 20 plus 9. Okay, 4 and 4 and 1. Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. What was the question, TL?
Just the breaking down of how this works. I don't mean to interrupt, but I've not seen. We
Yes,
just
it's
did one.
1d20 plus your attack modifier
your attack modifier.
plus
4 for
whatever is relevant as a stat, which is
Dex.
strength for most melee weapons and dex
Right,
for most
right.
range, although there can be some switch between those. And you add the armor class to the target. And so a lower armor class is better. You start with a 7, means you are completely unarmored, and as you get more armored, your AC is lowered. And you aim to hit
they
a 20.
add that number to your.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, that's going to hit.
That's a hit.
You tell me what kind of damage we're looking at here.
What kind of damage are we looking at here? Because it's a bow, 1d6. And I don't think you get any bonuses, right?
This,
in this
Arthur,
game?
how was this determined to be a hit?
You have to
20
get a
and
20
over.
or higher.
20, and so over 20 is what you're trying to get.
Yep.
Nice.
Damn it. Right when I need the good rolls.
You've been Virgiled.
Okay. Yeah, tell me what's happening here. It looks like that's only going to be a light scratch.
Yeah, his armor's too good.
Wouldn't that break his concentration?
There's no concentration here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm at the door, probably like just reloading as quick as I can.
Okay.
While yelling at the others, what the hell's wrong with you?
We've been very bad people, and we should surrender.
Yeah, Naomi, you're up. You have fallen underneath the implied authority of this officer of the law, and believe it's in your best interest to surrender yourself to justice. What do you want to do?
That's a good question. Do I understand that I'm actually under compulsion? Is
You
there any way I
might, but
can
it
check
wouldn't
it?
change your action at all.
I understand that, but is there any way that I know that I'm under compulsion?
No, you aren't able to figure it out until after the effect ends. Actually, you might not. People maintain their good opinion of the leader after the effect ends. So yeah,
I never
you
had
don't
it.
recognize that you're under any compulsions at all.
That's rough. Okay, so because I feel the compulsion to go and turn myself in, the door is closed, and I know that there's vines there, I walk to the nearest window that isn't blocked and jump out of the window.
Okay. I'm going to ask, in what way does that comply with...
Because I can't get out. I gotta go turn myself in.
Okay.
You can't
Alright.
get out the front door because of all
So
the
you
vines
open
that
the
are closing
window,
it.
of course the board under it creaks, and you jump out the window. Alright. Did we miss anyone? I think we got the full round. The crowd is all outside. I think we get down with these grasping vines. And one of them is like shouting, he's like, I can't move! And another one is like, they have a foul sorcerer in there! Someone call upon a good Ganga to fight this terrible Ganga! And everything is like moving chaotically. There are people streaming in every direction away from this marketplace, it's like a central location where roads come in it like spokes. And so people are flowing in one direction and guards are moving in the other direction. And then a set of guards comes upon Naomi outside the window with their spears drawn, and they're like, surrender immediately for questioning.
Whoa. I'm not doing anything. I'm just gonna sit there.
Abelia, you feel the need to surrender to this implied authority.
Wagga,
Yeah, to be clear to everybody in chat, what these griots do is not a form of magic, but it's a manipulating of natural laws, so it's not magical. When
It's
it happens,
supernatural.
there's no one like notices anything because it's just considered to be something that happens. You know, if someone had a detect magic spell up, they would detect nothing because it's not magical.
It's supernatural.
Wagga,
It's supernatural.
I'm right here. Okay? You can take us where you need to take us to, but you gotta keep us safe. What's with all these crazy people? I can't be surrendered and then I'm gonna get shot, and I'm supposed to be doing the right thing here, Wagga. You gotta
So
vouch for me.
are you asking him to protect you?
Yeah.
So
This is
Wagadugu
my
says,
buddy.
"If you
I'm
surrender
surrendering
to
to
me,
you."
everything will be fine, good friend."
Wagga, I'm surrendering to you, my buddy, but you gotta make sure we're all safe. These guys can't be going crazy
I
out
will
here.
make sure you make it to trial completely unharmed.
You have to do it. I only trust you, Wagga. I know we're buddies.
He says,
I know,
"I
friend.
trust you too, Abelia,
And I'm
implicitly."
here. I'm surrendering myself to you. I'm throwing myself on your
works.
mercy, Wagga. But you gotta make sure my friends and I get out of here safe. Or it's not justice.
So both Abelia and Wagadugu's powers last 24 hours. So,
Yeah, it's
One
beautiful.
day.
and afterwards, Abelia's powers wear off, but his powers remain. So, like, if Abelia's powers wear off, the guy's gonna be like, "Oh wow, I can't believe I agreed to do that." When his power wears off, you guys are gonna be like, "Well, that was the right thing to do."
Yep.
We still feel like
Because
it
his
was-
is just using Abelia's power is putting something into them that's not there. His is just using the fact that he already is an authority
yeah,
to make you
and we
surrender
feel,
to that.
Yeah, we feel bad
Yep.
about
Welcome to Weird Magics.
it.
Magic.
Love it.
Goffu, what do you want to do?
Okay, what's the law of my home nation? How the authority stuff works?
Are you going by the law of your home nation or the law of this country? In your home nation, it would be very different because you would go to the highest ranking noble in the area and ask them for justice.
She's
Okay,
dead.
so who's the highest other than this guy on the floor?
There the Oba of this particular city. You would go to that person. So the Prince of Lies is not the leader of the city. He's just a very high ranking merchant, the highest ranking merchant. You would go to the mayor of this town.
Can I go to them? Can I make my way where I know where the mayor is?
Yeah. I mean, there's like a hall of judgment where he would live and like bureaucracy would run out of.
I would like to go invisible and go that way because I know I can't get past the crowds.
That's a very strange comment we have in chat.
Not happy with that.
Yeah,
What's
that
the
was
comp
really
then?
weird, guys. So let me generate a name for this Oba because I don't. Turns out I don't just have one lying around.
Hmm.
There we go. His name is Yakuba Yuma. And you're surrendering yourself onto his judgment?
Well, I'm going to go invisible and head that way because I know I can't get past the crowds if I don't.
Okay. Okay. You're making yourself invisible using your Kisi of the Ghost,
Yep.
and then going through the crowds. Very well. Yeah, you can go outside the window. So as you're going outside the window, you immediately see Naomi is like surrendering to two guys with spears, and you just ghost past them. I need you to make a stealth check on the way out.
Okay.
With all of the normal, you get +4, and
Yeah. I have 0 stealth, so I don't take a negative.
okay.
Okay. Do.
Well, I don't think they can match that. They would have to roll literally 2 6s. Nope, they rolled the exact opposite. 2 1s. Yeah, you slip right out past them.
Good job.
Yep. And when I get there, I explain the whole situation, the story from the beginning to the end, like all his involvement,
Oh,
everything
don't
that
worry,
goes
we'll
down.
get to that. Yeah, you'll definitely
Nice.
get there. It's gonna be a thing.
Yes.
So Wagaduga is looking at Karim now and is taking his spear, and he's like,
Looks at him.
"Surrender now, Karim. I
I just
don't want
flex.
to have to hurt you. Abelia has asked me to take you into custody."
Huge flexes.
You're flexing?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand.
I'm just flexing at him.
You're just like, yeah.
yeah,
Get
you
him
got
on
it.
You're doing the what? Who's that guy from Full Metal Alchemist? Armstrong. You're
Yeah,
doing the Major Armstrong.
Yes.
Yes.
You're doing the little. What does he send out like a star from his
Yeah, the little
forehead?
stars from his forehead and like his eye twinkles.
Yeah. So he's
Thank you,
threatening
Waga.
you, but has not taken action yet. What do you want to do, Kareem? I mean, you can clearly see the rest of your party has basically abandoned you here.
Yeah, I know.
I'm right out the side.
I'm right here with my best friend who's agreed to take care of me and us.
And I'm turning myself to the highest authority and explaining what's going on.
Just the best
Please.
idea, but I'm on a murder rampage, so
Okay.
I just once again.
Yeah. Roll your
I
damage.
have not left you, Kareem. I am here because
Wait a minute, are
I
you adding
believe
your
Waga has my best interest at heart. Right, Waga?
For damage.
wait a
Awesome.
minute, are you adding your missile like score to your damage? I thought you'd add that.
If so, that would be 2 extra damage. I mean, one
do
for
you
each
do
attack.
that? That sounds like something you would definitely want to check into
I don't
about.
remember being told to get anything other than D6.
Okay, let me look up rules.
Yeah, I have it open to warrior, I think.
It would be under the combat chapter. I
Oh, here
would
we go.
think.
Combat. Life is precarious.
Do.
Usually I'm better with rules, just haven't been to the system
Making
in a
an
while.
attack.
Doesn't say anything about it. I see.
Okay, let me
If the
check
blow
skills.
strikes home, you roll the damage dice for the
Oh, there
weapon
we
and
go.
add your relevant attribute modifier.
Okay, so it's 4,
So that would be your
5,
dex. You have a positive dex score?
Yeah, it's 1, so that's
Okay,
2
so
extra
you would deal an
damage.
extra 2 damage.
Plus-
So in total, you've dealt 5, 6, 7 points of damage.
Yeah, so that second one was a much
Okay.
better shot.
How do you want to kill him?
Oh yes.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
no, it's just like sink it through his chest, nice and deep. I mean, I'm like 10 feet away from the guy.
Yeah.
I imagine I can bury it like all the way in his chest.
Yep.
Break his
Nope.
power.
No.
Gosh.
Okay, Kareem. You've now killed both the
And I
Prince of
have-
Lies and his bodyguard.
Yeah, and I have 60 feet
Are
of movement.
one badass motherfucker.
Yes.
That's why
It's
warriors are
20 meters of movement. Come on, we're using the Queen standard.
Sorry, I have 20
Oh,
meters
hell,
of
the queen.
movement.
It's the best combination of, hey, Waga, take a minute, don't kill anybody, and then you die. I like it.
Um,
Coming up all Kareem.
Yes, son.
yeah, I need a plan.
To escape? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jump out the window.
Um,
Kill 2 guards.
Da, 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 da,
I know.
da.
I'm like, I have ride 1. Is there anything I can ride around here, Arthur? I go look out the window.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Naomi
you
might
poke
be-
your head out the window, and the 2 guards are standing there taking Naomi into custody. There's probably like a camel. I mean, there's going to be numerous things you can ride in the now quickly chaoticizing market, right? Because this is the foreign market, so people would bring animals to pull carts here. And so there's like camels, and I don't think there'd be horses, right? There'd probably be like oxen of some kind.
All right, so I
goats.
guess that's a good place to end my turn over at the window.
Okay, yeah, you poke your head out the window. Yeah, Naomi, you're being pulled into custody. They're like wrapping your hands behind your back with some rope and like, what do they call it? Frog walking you away? They've like linked arms with you and are like pulling you away from the area.
What is that?
Is there anything
as
additional you
they're-
want to do?
Doing this because I want to go on my own. I don't necessarily want to be taken by them. I want to use my
But what? Okay, so what is your purpose? Where are you trying to go?
I'm trying to go to the Oba, but not with them.
Oh, okay. So you came to the same conclusion as Goffu. All right, yeah. So you're like struggling to get away from them, and you're like, I gotta get to the Oba.
Right.
All
So
right,
I guess
they're
at that
like,
point, I'm just
yes,
gonna
yes, you will see the Oba shortly. Don't worry about it.
I'm just gonna kind of struggle to like hold time because I'm assuming like he's at the window
Yeah, I mean, you see his head pop
and I
out.
see him at the window, so I'm gonna kind of struggle to like hold time so that I'm not being taken by them.
Okay. Were you casting a spell to aid you in this somehow, or are you like
I
athleticsing?
believe. Let's see. Where does it say movement? There was something like, if you're struggling, your movement gets messed up. Movement in combat. Okay. Climbing up a steep surface, swimming, or otherwise navigating tough terrain costs double the distance of movement.
So
I would argue that
also,
that would
all
your
of you are
movement.
lightly encumbered in this combat. By the way, all of you have
some
measure of equipment
Carrying
on you,
stuff, right?
so you can only move 15 meters at a time.
I can't move very far anyway. They're not gonna move me.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
struggling.
everyone can move 20 meters except for people who are encumbered.
Oh, okay.
Anyone who tries to move away from melee engagement, spend action before they can simply turn and flee. Okay, so I mean, if you try to run from them, they're both gonna get an immediate attack on you.
I'm not running. I'm just struggling where they're at.
Okay, yeah. Well, then they struggle with you as well, but they're just like, calm down. We'll take you to the Oba. Come with us.
Struggling more.
You'll see him eventually, after a few days of beatings.
Keep struggling. As I'm struggling, I'm going to call upon my spear of magic or passion, the goddess of passion,
Okay.
using Kindle of the Heart, which is a range of 120 feet. It nudges the emotions of a subject, inclining them to whatever I want. The spell is so discreet that it may be cast as part of a normal conversation, granting the mirabout +2 to a bonus in a single social interaction skill check, and there's no saving throw against the effects.
Okay. What is your intention here?
To get them to leave me alone.
That's going to be a 13. What you're asking is for them to stop doing their job, which is to take a criminal into custody.
Well, yeah, it inclines them.
It
as to
inclines
what I
them
want
giving you a
them to do.
+2. So I'm just letting you know what you're asking for is of a 13 difficulty, which the game normally considers to be nearly impossible.
Break the rules.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you can't make the check. I'm just telling you it's, as a courtesy, it's going to be very difficult.
What is it plus? So it's a 13
So
on what luck?
it's a 13 for persuade charisma that you have a +2 on.
Plus a 1 on my charisma, and I have a 1 in persuade.
Nice.
Okay, so you have a +4 on this roll.
So 2, 1, 1. Hold my breath and pray to the dice gods. That's a 10.
No. So, yeah, they see your arguments and they're like, yes, yes, we've heard it all before. Just calm down. It's all right. We promise not to have the guards beat you until you've been sentenced.
I'm still not going to calm down, though.
I
So I keep struggling where we are.
Okay. On their turn, they begin dragging you 15 meters away towards the Hall of Justice. Judgment, sorry. Hall of Judgments. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Wagajugu's dead, so he doesn't need to be on the turn order.
As they start dragging me, I start screaming out for Karim.
Okay. As they drag you away, it becomes rapidly obvious that the area is completely clear of anyone now, except for guards who are all starting to stack up by the window. And 2 guards appear behind a ring of 8 other guards who are like phalanx shield walling. So it's like a semicircle. Two of them step forward, Karim, and they're like, "We need to take you into custody right now, sir. Drop all of your weapons and come with us."
There are 11 plus 2.
There are 6 plus 2. There are 8.
But I mean, what about the other 2 that are?
The other 2 are dragging
So
Naomi away.
those
So
are counted.
in total,
8
there
total.
are 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guards. Come on, Kareem.
Yeah, there'll be 9 in just a second. It's going to
Okay.
be the one to the
Well,
left.
Okay, I'm just telling you what they're doing. It's actually Abelia and Gofu's
Go
turn.
ahead. So yeah, they
All right, Abelia and Goffu. Goffu, you're still just running for the Hall of Judgment?
Yeah, I'm just making my way, taking a stroll, avoiding people as I go.
Yep. Abelia, Wagadugu's like grasping his chest, trying to desperately like break the arrow off and pull it out, but as he's like weakly trying to bend the arrow, he just stops moving and then his hands drop. He slumps down.
Feel Wagadugu still?
Yes. You still feel like you need to turn yourself in for judgment.
My buddy, Wagadugu. And I still need to turn myself in for judgment. And who's in the room? Karim, you're still there?
I'm at the window.
And I say, doesn't change anything. Still have to go seek judgment, Karim. Has to happen. I wonder who I should contact about that.
A good lawyer, I hope.
Yeah, well, I'm a mediator. So
Yeah,
I
call
wonder...
Olivia Pope.
Yeah.
Olivia
I
Pope.
remember I cast on myself, remembering the custom of the elders.
Okay. All right.
I'm never at a loss for understanding the ways and the expectations of a community. I recall old verses and the customs of similar people, their laws, their customs, traditions, and I acquire a near mystical insight as to whom I should contact for favors. So my favor is I need someone to defend me, because I would surrender, but I don't want to die, and I don't want my friends to die.
Okay.
I think we should talk to the right people, not that we should just be executed and abused in the meantime.
You know that the Merowins have a like a consulate here in the city, and that if you were to ask, they would probably defend you on behalf of your father, your many father, Keb Sunwalker.
Karim, that's what I say to you. Karim, I think the best thing to do is to go to the consulate. I don't know how we're gonna get out of this.
I mean, I'm a double murderer, right? I mean, there's not much, right? I mean,
They only know
Double
what
murder
nobody
all the
saw
way.
anything.
Cross the
Well, they
bar.
see stuff because they open the door.
yeah. I opened. The door was open when I murdered. So,
The first time you closed the
I
door
think-
and then murdered a second time.
I think
They didn't
you-
see that one. They just see that the exact same.
So
type
you
of
shot
arrow.
the sheriff,
I
but you
think
didn't
you
shoot the
do.
deputy.
What you need to do, Karim, I'm just letting you know an option might be for you to seek asylum with my people. With our people. I forget you're Meru as well.
yeah, no, I'm like,
So to be clear, your option right now is to have Kareem put his head out the window and go diplomatic immunity.
yeah.
That's what I say. That's better. That's what I'm just gonna go straight for the consulate. You know. And do I recall the name of the people? Because this is my
Okay,
favorite.
all right, very well. I will now use my rolling chart to come up with the name of the consular.
I'm saying
If this is a consular ship, where is the ambassador?
I am, the daughter of Keb Sunwalker. I know that I have to turn myself in, but there's an appropriate way of doing things, and I should go to my embassy.
Kareem, is this to condense things? Kareem, is this also going to be your action? Is to basically be like, I need to speak with my counselor, or are you gonna like literally fight your way out of here like a proud lion?
Yeah, I was thinking just, kill anyone that's in my way and get the fuck out of here. I mean,
Okay.
I'm a murderer. I had no right
Yeah,
to
you
kill
are.
that person. I still need to,
No.
like, somehow find out where all his slaves are, but torture doesn't work. Talking to him doesn't work.
And murder doesn't work.
No, I
Apparently
mean, what I
doesn't.
really should be doing is we need his dead body.
We do
Yeah.
need his dead body.
You need
So
his dead
don't
head.
leave. Oh, don't forget. Mention that. I would think to
He already
mention that.
knows.
Oh, by the way. Yeah, don't forget to take that part. I've got to go. I give you a hug, Karim. I trust you did what your heart told you needed to do. Spears of the Dawn, go Wildcats!
Jumps out the window.
All
And I say,
right.
diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, so you jump out the window, and as you're claiming that you need to speak with the counselors of your specific nation, the guards take you under arrest and lead you to the two counselors. Her name is Didyet Meritamon, and his name is Ibibi Henin. And they are
Drifting now.
the two counselors.
Drifting away.
These
all
are
right.
the Mayru counselors.
So it's now literally just Karim versus the guards, right? That's what we've worked this down to?
Yeah.
I think Crean got this.
Okay,
Sorry.
Karim. You can draw yourself by the window if you want to have a little Karim doll there.
No,
Just
that's
for accounting's sake, I'm going to start drawing all of the guards. So there's one,
So
two,
cute.
5, 6,
fine. What are they armed with?
7,
Spears.
8.
Full tactics alpha.
Okay.
There we go. Pillow for confrontation.
They are armed with light spears, leather armor, and a shield.
Very hard to hit.
You need to take Buddy's armor and put it on because it's probably better.
Yeah, I think that would probably take a full action though. So yeah, what's these stupid guards AC?
Their AC is 7.
Why was Wagadugu's 4?
Because Ouagadougou is
He's
really
pretty
good.
good.
At being a bodyguard.
And Karim still hit him. So that is amazing.
Well, I don't think
okay.
he's that type of bodyguard. He's the type of bodyguard that's like, calm down.
He is a
lift the
griot,
collars."
so
Yeah.
yeah, he's
Okay.
pretty rad.
The arrows start flying out the window, Arthur.
It would have been nice to learn.
Damn!
Okay.
Woot.
You shoot out the window.
Four
The first
damage.
guy you shoot dies. Tell me how you kill him.
Yeah, it's like straight through the throat.
Okay. At the beginning of their turn, the guards all begin calling for backup. And many of them throw their spears through the window, and the other one just jabs you through the window. So what is your AC?
My AC is 5.
Okay. So
And what is...
this one.
What is my health? Oh, 14.
5 and 6. Okay.
That's a hit. That's 2 hits.
You get the guy stabbing you through the window hits you. 4 spears fly through the window as he steps back. One of them solidly slices your cheek. The other 4 just kind of impale that beautiful woodwork table behind you, or hit the clay wall of the Prince of Lie's house. And you are gonna take 4 points of damage. You're up, Karim.
So are some of them now not armed with spears?
That's
but some of them are.
correct. That's correct. Some of them are not armed with spears at all.
Okay, so I'm going for someone that's still armed with a spear.
The only person still armed with the spear is the guy that's at the doorway.
Was at the doorway.
You have a plus 12? Really?
Yeah.
With a 7? Okay, yeah, I guess you could have a plus 5. Yeah.
He's a warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're
you
destroying
get
these
wrecked.
fuckers.
Also,
bitch.
instantly kill him.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. All of the remaining guards Let me make sure I have this on meters.
Scared as shit.
And these should all be 1.5 meters. Right? Yep, okay. 2 of them from either side move in with drawn long knives. One of them runs away and begins calling for backup and screaming that you're like a guard killer. And the remaining 3 move into position to be ready to like take you if you come out the window. And at the front door, we still have the comical guy that's just wrapped up in like vines and stuff, and he's like, "Is anyone there? Can anyone help me?" Like completely empty courtyard, just screaming for help while the fight goes on. And sorry, what was your AC? Is 5?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they've got knives and they're holding them, you know, like point downwise, trying to like stab you through the window. And there's all sorts of like cloth ripping and like fighting and like someone's trying to like stab you in the throat, and you're like, no.
Yeah, I'm like bashing him with my.
Yeah, it's like a close, brutal fight between people who really aren't that good at it.
Yeah, and then I finally get another arrow loose from my. Yeah, I can't stop murdering guys. Murder all day long.
2 damage, yay.
Yeah, that's what the
That's-
plus 1 will be 2
That's
damage.
the rabbit hole once you open that door.
Okay, which one are you shooting? The one on the left or the right?
Look for the one on the right.
Okay, perfect. So to be clear, guys, yes, this game is about an African setting, but much the same as a regular D&D isn't an exact transplant of Middle or Dark Ages Europe. This is not an exact transplant of some
Africa.
period of Africa.
The book actually has really in-depth, really
Yeah, it has
cool-
super in-depth explanations for everything, so I
All the
strongly
different
suggest
Yeah.
you try picking it up. Yeah, you stabbed that guy for 1 hit point worth of
2.
damage.
Fantasy
2. I
Africa.
forgot to add the plus
2.
1.
Okay, all right. Yeah. All right, the remaining 2. Yep, you get stabbed once.
What's the damage, Arthur?
4 points of damage. How you feeling?
Brutal. Pretty bloodied at this point.
Okay, so what's happening is the one on the left is just like fainting and distracting you constantly, while his partner just goes in, flips the knife like point up, and just starts like jabbing you right in like sensitive points of your armor, and just getting some cuts in your stomach.
All right.
The one who's screaming for backup in the corner is like waving some people over, and a whole like extra wave of guards. You can see like more guards are coming. And the 2 that are at the window are like gesturing to the ones that are standing directly behind them, the 3 that are like prepared, and they're speaking in Sakone. And it looks like they're preparing to like swap out the injured guy to have someone who's not injured come in for him.
Question.
Okay.
This is the time you pray the terror. And
For those
terror
asking about the vines, those vines last for 40 minutes.
yes.
So that guy's going to be trapped in there for a super ass long amount of time.
My cabbages.
Probably crying. He's like the cabbage dude. My cabbages!
I only wanted to talk about my goats.
Hey,
All right,
So-
Karim.
question before he takes his turn.
Yep.
As I'm getting dragged away,
Yep.
I'm praying to Kade to have him help Karim survive this in any way possible, by any means possible.
Ooh. Okay, yeah. Go ahead and make a priestcraft using charisma. It's like you're making a persuade, but to the spirits.
Which I'm
Great.
much better at.
I want to be clear here. You're praying for any means possible.
That he survives out of this. Yes.
Okay. All right.
But I'm
Yeah.
praying specifically to Kade.
Oh yes,
him
no,
to
I get
help.
that. It's just if you're asking for any means possible, that makes a check much easier than if you had specified. You know.
Right. It's specifically to Kade to help him with any means
Oh yes,
possible
I
to
know.
get him away. Okay. 10?
Yeah, so you pray. Okay, so here's the thing. I think probably right around now you realize that the
He still
person
hasn't got
that
to me
they've
yet.
been speaking to isn't actually the spirit of Emperor Kade of Niala,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the spirit of Hope who's just using the guise of Kade to, like, encourage them to do good stuff and keep Kade's ideals alive because it's about hope.
Right.
That's what the spears are.
Okay.
And yeah, you speak to Hope. Um,
And it's something like, please protect Karim. He is my love. There is so much more to our life, and I need him around. He needs to survive. He can do so much good, and he just needs that little bit extra. Please
Living
help
on
me
a
to help
prayer.
him.
Sit in the blue ranting ring. That hope.
That was beautiful.
okay. So what happens, Kareem, is that you hear a man shouting in Sakone come up to the window and begin banging his spear, and all the rest of the guards, like, most of them turn and like immediately sheathe their weapons, and the guy who stabbed you keeps doing it, like trying to stab you and fight with you, and this guy like hits his spear on his hand, and he's just like, ah, shit. And the man that has basically interceded on your behalf holds a hand out to you, and in trade speech is like, my name is Raugo Ruko. I am the leader of the Spears of the Dawn within this village. You will come with me immediately, boy.
Ruko?
Yeah, Raugo Ruko.
Rago we go.
I know it's not as good as a sweet name that rolls off the tongue like Wagaduku, but randomly generated names can't all be as cool as Wagaduku.
My
Uh,
murdered love. Wait, what?
I just point, like I'm a little panicked. I just point to Naomi and I'm like, they've taken her.
You're
I
all
go
going
with
to
her.
the same place eventually, boy.
Yes, I know we all burn in hell.
Come out
eventually.
now, immediately. I don't have time for this.
I am going to. Gosh, I want to just tuck back and like quickly search a farm's person for anything interesting.
As you do, this guy is just like, stop. You're coming with me now. Stop rifling around. I'm here to save you, boy.
Okay, I follow him.
Just come out the door.
I didn't find anything though.
What are you
Papers,
looking
no.
for on Wagadugu, specifically?
My marriage contract.
Oh, is the marriage contract there? Because I would grab that. That's kind of the type of thing I'm looking for.
Or did, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the marriage contract's on the table.
Yeah.
there.
Okay. That's good. I'll grab that.
Perfect.
I just want to show that he's, he was just trying to do a land grab, and he'll do anything he can to get it. I don't suppose there's any other. I mean, we didn't see any evidence of any slave quarters anywhere in the house.
No, I have a book in my backpack.
I mean, it might have like shipments that we could trace.
I don't know what's in it, but I got something.
I guess there's nothing else in the house that can really help me. So yeah, I just grabbed the paper with the marriage proposal on it, and then I'll leave.
I wish Kareem could unleash terror.
Mm-hmm.
That would be
Well,
nice.
luckily that didn't happen.
Oh man.
That shit show.
I unleashed some pretty good rolls though.
Yeah, you did.
So I think what we see is like all 4 party members from like an above view all going to different locations. So I think we see Abelia being like calmly escorted away to like the counselor's office for the Merowyn diplomatic corps. Naomi is like being escorted into the priestess's hall for the Sunway faith
Which I'm no longer kicking and screaming because I'm praying.
in the Hall of Judgment. Goffu is like slipping into the Oba's office through a bead curtain. And Karim is like being led to the Spears of the Dawn's like headquarters. Just like in the custody of Raugo Ruko. So yeah, we got everyone moving in 4 different directions. Who wants to go first?
I like to go first because I haven't done anything in a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
Goffu, you
practically
slip
sweating
into
from that fucking
the
combat,
Oba's
Arthur.
office. Yukubu Yuma is a very young. He's like 18 with like a white lock of hair going through, like a streak of white going through his hair. It's tight, like small, tight black curls of hair. Very dark Neolin skin and loaded, like literally having trouble moving underneath the weight of all of the ornamentation on his clothing. You can see he's like a little stocky, but his clothing must weigh close to 100 pounds.
Okay. Anybody else in the office right now, or
No, it's just him, and he's moving around, and he's like he's muttering in Sakone. Do you speak that?
I only speak my
Yeah, you
native
speak
tongue.
trade speak, and you speak Lakosan. Yeah, so he's just
And
muttering
the
and just
Eternal.
like "Ushe namatare untase."
You see me clear my throat and like bring out my notes.
So he looks around, and he's just like,
Like,
"There's someone
you see
there!"
me-
In
you see me,
like
like,
trade speech.
You see me shred my magic. Goffu of right sound and mile has inspired with the murder and execution of such and such. But in conclusive, I have these notes saying putting these like I'm just like going the whole story of like all the things he's done. The thing to start breaking.
So like
it
while
down.
you're talking, he like silently offers you a seat, and then like sits down in his like ornate ceremonial chair and just like sits back and is listening to you like confess to a ton of crimes.
Well, not like the crimes of.
Oh no, I know that you're also talking about all the crimes that have been committed, but you guys have committed a ton of crimes as well.
Well, the crimes of what I done here today, but what led up to this, like the go-go thing and the thing.
Oh yes,
and,
yeah, no. He's
and
just
how we
leaning
made the
back,
choice.
just like, yes, please continue. You have my full undivided attention.
Okay. I gave him the details of like this is why these people disappeared on that day because the fight with a go-go and stuff like that. This what happened to this. This is when my exile happened because of the breakdown of the trades, and this is how the slaves and like you can find the box cart right here because I have notes of the box carts because I've been doing sketches of them. This is the thing, and this what happened today. The marriage proposal, what was going on, and such, and how the fight broke out, and just like breaking it down detail by detail.
Much of this
As-
seems suspicious, but relatively above board. You do realize that Afam Amavo clan was well within his rights to perform a number of these actions that you have talked about. The murder of his daughter will need to be investigated. You keep
Yeah.
bringing up this marriage contract that's unusual. It seems to be a completely legitimate document countersigned by a clerk in my office.
Of course, he was abducting people that Araku was attacking, and
It's going to be difficult to prove without their location. However, if true, will probably be the most damning piece of evidence against him. However, you yourself are complicit in his murder.
yeah. Unfortunately, I was there, and I tried to talk sense into people and failed, as I kind of sighed. But I have to do the right thing and commit to what I done and the crimes I have committed because it's the right and honorable thing to do of a spear.
You're a
As
Spear
I
of the Dawn, then. Excellent. You still seem to see it that way. You're very well spoken for a 14-year-old.
well, I do have plus
You
one.
remind me of you, of me at your age.
Yeah,
Something like
stuff.
that.
So that's him. That's him, like stumbling over it. Just, where are your companions now? You were separated from them. In your
Yeah,
haste to come here, you ran here without them.
well, I kind of strolled down the sidewalk, enjoying the day. I
Yes,
kind of look
with
back from time to time to see where they was like kind of hitting, but not sure.
I understand. Well,
But I just
I'm
feel
going
like
to
I have.
ask my men to step in here and to place you under confinement. I
Of
won't
course.
impinge upon your freedom. You're not free to leave, of course, but walk around, take exercise. I'll have a nice tea service brought in and some food for you. From what you said, you prefer only vegetarian dishes, so I'll have the kitchen prepare something for you. I suspect it's going to be a very long day, so you'll excuse me. I'm going to need to find your friends Karim, Naomi, and Abelia and have them brought here for judgment.
I give him the. Do you need the notes that I gave you?
Oh no, my, you know, I'm good.
Photograph. Okay, I just put all my notes back into my backpack and just try to tie them up so for they can be quick. Like I can show what happened here and here, and I start making some cliff notes of like how I'm going to perform in the trial.
Okay. Yeah. Who wants to go next in the timeline of shit? And I literally mean the pile of poop you are slowly being lowered into.
Uh, Ibili will go.
Okay, Abelia, you are meeting with your counselors, Didiet Meridaman and Ibibi Henin. Do you have any preferences to which one you want to speak with? She's a somewhat Didiet is somewhat respected griot back in your homeland, and Ibibi Henin is a merchant who made quite a bit of money suppressing the Redlands people, which were the people that used to live in Meru. That inner when the Meruans left the Desher Kingdom, they came to the Meruan lands and basically intermarried, and their population was so small that they've kind of like overrun the lands, and small pockets of like patriot resistance fighters of the Redland people occasionally pop up and try to like reclaim the land. Uh, and so he was a merchant that became rather successful funding campaigns to like crush them, and that's Ibibi Henin.
Okay. I'd just address them both.
Okay, yeah, you're let in. Yeah, Djet Meridaman and Ibibi Henin both like meet you in their office. She's quite old, and is looking a little sickly, almost pale yellowish. She's got a large Meruan headdress and ceremonial garb. She almost seems like a priestess, and just moves slowly forward and sits down. Ibibi Henin is wearing very practical clothes for the level of heat in Sakone and the level of humidity. You know, sleeveless like robes, very light, all white in color. And Ibibi sits down and says, "Well, so you are here to turn yourself in for abetting and aiding a murder. Is that correct?"
How old is Abibi? How does these look?
Abibi is like 30, so still quite old in this kind of setting. She's
Okay.
about 50.
Aiding and abetting in a murder?
You turned yourself in because you were involved in the death of this Afama
Yes.
Mavo clan.
Thank you for rephrasing what you were saying. I didn't murder anybody.
So Abibi like goes through his notes and is like, "Yes, according to the statement from the guards, you were involved in the death of... Involved in, but not directly responsible for, the death of at least one city guard, the injury of a second, the death of a city official, and of a Mavo clan. You concur with all of these charges?
No.
I see. Well, speak your piece then.
Sure. Is in when we're in Amavo, is grandmother still the term to use when talking to older Meru women?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I think Ibibi
So,
would be
Deedyet hasn't actually said anything, but is watching
brother.
you with the eyes of an... I would say the eyes of a hawk, but they don't really come into this. She watches you with the eyes of an owl. An angry owl.
Owl. Grandmother, brother, I don't wish to bring any shame upon Meru.
Well, it's a little late for that, isn't it, girl?
Not unless you listen to my story, which I'm hoping, coming to you as the ambassadors of our people in Amavo, you would do. The right thing to do.
Well, let me just break through your story real quick. You helped that Merowin boy kill that Prince of Lies fellow.
I did not.
Yeah, help is a strong word, Arthur.
Deedyet is just like, all right, then you tell it your way.
That is.
I got all day.
Them old people never listen.
As do I, grandmother, brother. We arrived today here in the hopes of freeing indentured servants of Afram. We were doing this on request of, who you may know, the notorious bandit Agogo Antwi Walker. After we tried to find these indentured servants and free them, and were then caught by Afram in his home. So yes, we did enter his home. He invited us to sit and talk and have breakfast. So you will see at the scene of the death of Afram, there is food on the table, for we were all sitting and talking quite civilly. It didn't end up that way, but it wasn't the intent to go there with murder. Not my intent. The intent was to free wrongfully imprisoned men, women, and children. I had a long conversation with Afram, tried to convince him that as budding friends and political partners, that we should discuss his release of these particular indentured servants, and he would have none of it. He should produce then a marriage contract, and since it was officially sealed in this city, I assume perhaps you may know something of this, and how my name is put to a contract of marriage without my permission, and which I declined the contract and asked again if he would release the indentured servants out of good faith to a spear of the dawn. Again he declined, and his fate was his own after that. I sat at a table and tried to speak reason to the man, and he would not listen. I'm sure that is not surprising to you.
So they look at each other oddly throughout this, and the only comment that Deedyet and Meridamon has is, I don't know why you're so concerned that your name would be added to a marriage contract without your permission or knowledge. It happens all the time. It was like him courting you. I would think that given who your fathers are, you would understand how this works. And Abibi is like, really, that's what we're going to talk about. Okay. Well, it's going to
I
take us some time to sort through what you said. I don't suppose you know the location of your friends Naomi, Goffu, and Karim.
I assume they went as per Wagadugu's instructions to turn themselves in the way they deemed most appropriate. I came to my consulate.
I see. Well, it's going to take us some time to sort this mess out. We're going to need to get statements from them.
I would hope that we would be offered an opportunity to give statements. It did not seem that way when I was walking away. I
So,
thought the guards.
Didyet is like, well, if it's up to me, we're not going to give you any statements at all. The wisest course of action would be to ship you back to Marrow and deal with you there.
Grandmother, absolutely appropriate, and that would be very much in your realm of jurisdiction. But I still don't think that that is what is happening, even to my friends, and Karim is also Meru. It seems like they were going to be.
Yes, and if Karim turned himself in
Punished.
rather than try to fight his way through the city guard, perhaps we would be having this conversation with him.
I do not know what Karim did when I hugged him and
Oh,
left
don't
and
worry.
returned
We know
myself.
exactly what Karim did.
Kareem was a beast.
Yeah,
You
I
know
think
what
she's
Karim-
got like a
Grandmother?
chalkboard, and she's waving it at you, and in like Marrowan, it's just like a recounting of Kareem's murder of a city guard and the nearly lethal wounding of another one.
Grandmother, do you realize
Now
that
you sit down, girl, and you wait here. We need to go
Guard?
sort this out.
we're abusing his love who is with his child? Is that appropriate? What would you do if you saw someone absolutely
Oh,
mistreating
whoa.
and manhandling?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Nobody knows that stuff yet. It hasn't even happened.
You guys were in a tent by yourselves.
No, we don't even have a tent.
No, we don't even have a
No,
tent.
How about
She's
before?
talking about way back
Way
in that
back
tiny
in
little
day
village.
Oh,
when
so
you
you
guys
think-
were
oh.
little hooty
Yep.
and
Yeah.
and now you've been cozy ever since.
You guys remember the village of
Remember?
Tathingdway? You were in Idashway's tent
Mhm.
for like 3 days together.
Mm-hmm.
Billy is
And
just
I
like,
mentioned it, and you
Oh,
would
that's
not
true, and I
deny
haven't
it.
said yeah, we haven't said anything to the party yet, so
No. And I said, "Oh, what's happening here? What's going on?" And nobody said nothing, so I'm just taking my own little story and running
This
with
is
it.
yeah.
Okay,
This
that's
is
fine, that's
definitely
good,
not the
that's good.
first time Abelia has voiced her suspicions that y'all are together.
Yep.
Yeah, well, when people don't do voices for their characters, I can't tell who the fuck's talking. So
Sorry.
no,
I can't do voices. You know this.
Yes.
no, you always have a very specific look on your face when you're role playing, though.
Okay.
So I would assume that perhaps Kareem might get a little bit more understanding before rush to judgment. I'm
Oh
surprised
my
that Meru's would rush to judgment.
So
Meru Elder.
Didyet is just like, if he turned himself in, we wouldn't be rushing to judgment. But the fool didn't come to us, did he?
That is correct.
Can we fade out and then fade in on Kareem?
Yeah.
You okay, Virgil? You good?
I think I
Yeah,
just took
I'm
like
fine with it.
I think I died.
I think I just took D8 damage from Sexy Buddha in chat.
Sexy
Oh,
Buddha.
okay.
That was freaking great. Yeah, sorry. I was literally almost choking. So I'm with homeboy, what's his name? Rugu.
You're with Raugo Ruko.
Raugo. Okay.
Yeah, so we come back on Raugo Ruko, and he's just like, "You are a fool."
And I'm like, and who are you?
Nope, shut up. I'm talking to you. You haven't been around many spears, so you don't know how this works. There's not a lot of organization or hierarchy within this place. But let's be clear here. I outrank you by a lot. Nod your head slowly if you understand.
I look at his muscles. Does it look like he could flex better than me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I
Balance.
defer.
Like our
I nod.
I'm trying to figure out who he would look like. I think he's like Don Cheadle, right?
Okay. Yeah, I give him the nod then.
Okay. Yeah, he's like a... Well, Don Cheadle's pretty ripped, so yeah, I'm just going to go with that one. He's Don Cheadle. is this actor.
It could be like when Armstrong meets the husband of
Yeah, the
the
husband of it.
master, and they start doing the
I
flex
don't know
off.
that Karim is super buff, so this
It
guy
doesn't matter,
isn't like
Armstrong is so
ridiculously buff, but he definitely has some muscle tone for real. You killed a city guard, Karim. That is a very serious problem.
Like, it's not a problem as soon as I get out of the city.
Yeah, it normally wouldn't be that much of a problem. You could declare yourself a Spear of the Dawn, except you already are one, idiot.
Yes, well, you know, you and your silly reasons for getting out of laws when you need them and following them with this time
It's
and
not for
ignoring them
getting
at that
out of
time.
laws normally. That's something your generation, with your ridiculous. It used to mean something, Kareem, before you young folk decided, oh, I want to get out of this ridiculous crime. I want to steal something. Oh, don't worry, it'll be fine, man. It'll be cool. You can just become a Spear of the Dawn,
Do you think
dude.
maybe your lack of leadership was part of this problem?
Do you think that the whole point of the way Emperor Kade set it up was that there wouldn't be a specific leader,
Need some burn heal for that.
that you would organize yourselves. Are you saying you don't like the way we do things, Kareem?
I could list on one hand the way I like things that people do.
If you keep this up, you'll be listing them on no hands because they're going to chop both off before they kill you.
It's fine. I don't even know why I jumped out of this window. I expected to be dead 10 minutes ago.
Flashback to the next person.
Yeah, I think that he's just like, stay here. Don't move at all.
Wait, he's leaving me somewhere?
Yeah, he's leaving you like in a shack that serves as like the Spear's headquarters. He's just like, if you move, you're basically dead. Don't go anywhere.
I'm already basically dead.
And Naomi, you're like turning yourself in like the priestess's wing of the like Hall of Judgment. And so it's all like a bunch of priestesses and priests all in Sun Faith gear. Can everyone that has a camera turn it back on?
It's that time of day again.
It's that time of day. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, you turned your camera on. There we go. Yeah, now everybody's snapped back into position. Perfect.
Just needed to do it 1 second.
Oh, were we talking about doing serious RP? Because I think we do that a lot on this show.
RP is real.
Occasionally. Yeah,
Occasionally,
Naomi, like, you arrive, and one of the, like, priest acolytes who's wearing, like, war sphere gear, like, very obvious war sphere gear, is just like, yes, what do you need? And the guards are just like, we are turning this woman in. Did we lose gamer siren? Oh, there we
No,
go.
I'm here. I need to pray for forgiveness.
So the guards are just like, you can pray for all the forgiveness you want, but one of your party is a guard killer.
There is good reason for this. I do not wish to talk to any of you. I need to confer with the spirits. I need to tell them what has happened.
So
For only they can judge me.
yeah, the acolyte is just like, yes, give her over to us. We will have the spirits judge her. If she and her organization of criminals were killing guards, she will be judged quite harshly. And he like begins making some hand signals over his head, and talking in the general area starts ceasing, and a number of older priests and priestesses immediately begin zooming in towards your area. And like, I think what happens is we get the camera from like outside this, like maybe from a hallway, and we just see you being surrounded by a circle of like high-ranking priests and priestesses who just like move in around you, and Yeah, maybe we cut to an undisclosed amount of time later where you're in like a ritual chamber with a number of stern-looking Sun Faith people um, looking down on you.
Yeah. And
And they're all just like, go ahead, ask the spirits for forgiveness. Explain your plight, girl. And one of the high priests is just like, God killer, and spits on the ground in front of you.
you are a terrible, terrible, terrible example of a
Spirit
priest.
way, trash. You think you can get
Um,
away with murdering people in our city? You think you can call for the spirit's judgment? Do not worry. The spirits will judge you. We are here
Spirits
to
will
make
judge
sure it's
me.
carried out.
Sure, not a problem, for I am not afraid. Now, you had said before that I
Wait,
know.
can't we have one of the guys just being like, "You should be"? Come on, we gotta have the movie moment. You
Um,
should be.
you had said earlier that when I was praying to, I knew that it wasn't Kade that they were talking to,
Right.
and I know that it was Hope.
Yep.
Okay, that's the one that I'm going to pray to.
You want to bring hope again?
I'm going to bring Hope again because Hope knows what's going on,
Okay.
and Hope knows the situation that we've been in, and I feel that because Hope knows the best, like they would be able to help me the most. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. This is going to be very difficult. So I'm telling you right now, it's difficult because you're asking for a specific spirit to intercede on your behalf, and render a positive judgment towards you. Right?
Or neutral. Neutral, positive, whatever gets me out of it.
Yeah, not
Whatever gets me out of this situation, please help me, Hope.
Yeah,
I'm living on a prayer.
please help me, Hope. Seriously, I will take you as my next spear, straight up. For the whole rest of the game, I promise you, I will dedicate all my sacrifices to you.
Okay. Let's do this then. Make your roll. It's going to be with charisma because you're asking a specific spirit to intercede on your behalf. I have some pretty good ideas of what will happen if you fail.
I'm looking away from the screen now.
Glorious success.
I'm
You're
like-
looking away. You
I'm
tense.
burning my eyes into the roll
I can't do
20.
it.
I'm doing the opposite.
Yes, it's gonna
Can't
be
look
fine.
away.
I can't see it.
Hope.
8.
Ugh!
So yeah, you're kneeling.
Pretty
You're begging for hope to come and help
Tears
you.
are streaming down my eyes. I'm sweating. My vestments are soaked with the heavy
More than half.
praying that I'm doing and just the absolute everything that I can do to seriously put all my being into this.
So the one who was like kneeling over you and going like, you should be afraid. All of these priests and priestesses are like gathered around you, and that specific guy just like starts spitting up blood and then like falls to the ground, and you can hear his neck breaking.
It is
All of the
you
lights in the chamber
afraid.
immediately go out, and then like a single blue flame lights up, and all of the metal in the room immediately rots away into nothing. And from a cloud of smoke and shadow steps out a dark-haired, pale, like white young man with like black eyes, wearing all black gear, and looks around and just says, "So, Naomi, we meet again. What do you need ruined this time?" And I think that's a good place to end, unless anyone has something they want to throw
That's
in
good.
there. Yeah, the number you were looking for, by the way, was a 10 to get a specific judgment.
Yep,
Yeah.
but not a failure.
But that's still pretty good.
I
Can
like
Ruin
how
have,
you
like-
think having him show up and murder somebody on your behalf is good.
I'm okay
Question:
with it because
Can
I
Ruin
still
have
have
like
death.
a slick white suit?
It's a god, so you kind of have to be okay with it. It's a spirit.
I'm still okay with it. They're still within my repertoire of spears. Oh man.
This was crazy. Oh my gosh.
This night.
Ah.
Where
Do
we
we
What a
want to
murdered.
talk
great
about how this
episode,
episode
man.
went? I mean,
Mine too, Riga. Mine too, yo.
Things
thing.
murder. Things get murdered.
Man, I thought I was gonna have to ask Arthur if I'm supposed to keep track of arrows when he had told me how many guards there were.
You do have to keep track of arrows.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, "Where's my arrows?" I've used like 4 of them, and I thought I did have. I was like, "I know arrows are a thing because I have them on my sheet, but now I can't find them."
That was so good.
All right, I'll figure it out, Arthur. I'll figure out how many I have.
Every single time I can count on that mofo to come and help me.
Yeah. That was so good.
I would.
It's Kareem and Death, the two that can come and help me the most.
I'm a little disappointed that I didn't do my my goal for the session.
Which was?
To get a tent.
Get a tent.
He's just like, I really want a tent. You wanted to know if getting Snake Eyes on the roll would have meant Terror shows up. If Terror showed up, I think that Naomi would have been in a lot of trouble. 'Cause he's not her biggest fan.
Terror's not. Me and Terror,
Do not
it wouldn't have.
get along.
Oh, I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to
Right,
think about it. I already mentioned
Prime.
something to Virgil earlier. I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah, I was like, why
Nope.
did you even mention that to me?
Nope.
Now I
Yep,
don't want to
shit.
think about
Nope.
that.
Don't even. If we think about it, he's gonna pick it from our brains.
Yeah, don't think.
do it.
It's
Don't
gonna
do
come
it.
out. Yeah. Yep.
All
It's
that
the
terror.
Wow,
Right.
look at how committed these role players are. They have a cool idea, and rather than telling me about it, they're like,
No.
I'm so afraid that Arthur will use it against me.
No,
I'm going to
we're
hide
not
it
gonna
away
say
from the
because
world.
we're gonna like if it happens,
You'll
we're gonna be
manifest.
incredibly angry.
Yeah.
It'll manifest.
This isn't gonna end well for any of us.
I like how I ended up. I ended up with a guy that works in the clergy, and I got points in clerk. So I'm happy about my situation.
It would have been terrible.
That was amazing. Karim killed all the people.
Yeah, I feel
Naomi
pretty good
summoned
about
the
my fighting ability.
spirit.
It was
I
really
That
told
good.
you,
so
combat in
good.
here is pretty smooth.
That was so amazing. I feel like my character has really just put her stake in the ground about what she's going to be doing and just
We had a. That was rough, man.
You don't
Not
Everything
marrying the
about-
Prince of Lies. That's
Yeah.
something you're definitely not doing.
not doing that.
All right?
We wouldn't let that
Or
happen.
Ouagadougou for that matter. My buddy.
You
My
buddy.
buddy. But I
Do you
feel like
grief
this
over
was a
his
good
death?
episode for Ebelia to really go, she is pushed, by her father and the political family, and life always dictated by what other people want, and then joined the Spears for the same reason, and listening to what the Spears are supposed to be, and Spears, like, this was a good time for her to be like, okay, if I'm doing this, then I need to own this.
Just
Was
do it.
I
Good
really liked playing like an affluent, rich asshole who is just like, yes, of course you're going to do what I say. I have
Yeah.
all the money and the power.
Yeah, that was great. That was.
I don't
just-
often get to play that kind of villain. Most of the time they're like, yes,
Love-
I have the gemstone of infinite power, and now I'm going to kill everyone, including
Ah.
you. And this guy's like, come work for me. It's fine. We're fine.
It's not.
That guy was way too used to hearing people say yes.
Well, the thing is I spent a lot of time researching like sociopathic and psychopathic behaviors, because the dude definitely had some serious literally just
Yeah.
murdered his daughter because
And
she
chopped-
wasn't doing what he said.
And was just like, oh, so I chopped her up and threw her out with the rubbish.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
I got what kind of person he was. It's like
I
yeah,
literally
I'm-
got really angry at that.
Yeah, what really got me was that like my party was just like, well, look, just because he's a psychopath, evil murderer, doesn't mean he's a bad guy. And I'm like, no, that's what that means specifically.
I didn't
Yeah,
say he was a good guy. I just like
Who said that?
You guys were just like, well, you didn't say he wasn't a bad guy, but you're like, yeah, we can
He's a
work
terrible
something out.
guy.
yeah.
No, he's a terrible
I
guy. He
thought
deserves
for my
Ebelia
part,
can
he
always
was
work
offering
something
things
out.
you guys could work with. Like he specifically was
Ebelia-
like, yeah, here's
Totally.
some cool
Ebelia's
stuff.
always gonna go for the let's work it out and make a deal. Always. That's just her thing.
Yeah, no.
That's how she
I
was
like
raised.
hearing what people have to say. That's just my thing. I want to hear what you want to say before I murder you.
Oh man, I mean,
Oh,
as
yeah,
soon
it's
as
the
he
person
said
who
that he
do-
killed his wife or his daughter, that got me pretty
That
pissed
was
too.
That
It's
was
the anti-Zane don't interrupt the monologue. Let him finish.
Let him finish. And then when
It
we
is
murder him, we know out of shadow of a doubt that he's a horrible prick.
You should have seen on Star Wars, Dom. Swargula was just like, "Oh, I'm shutting down this NPC monologue right now. I shoot with my bowcaster." Like right when we
Yeah,
got
but
to, like, the main
he was
bad
like,
guy.
"Is it okay if I do that, Arthur?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know why it wouldn't be." And he's like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "No, it's perfectly fine."
No,
He argued with me a bit about he should get, like,
Oh, come on. As a
First
DM, I'm sure
initiative
he's done
strike.
that a million times, or someone's like, "Okay, I try to slash him," then and he's like, "Okay, roll initiative." You know, Swarg's done that plenty of times.
Here's the
You don't
thing
always
about-
get the surprise round.
Here's the thing about Arthur games. It's never cut and dry. That's why when they hear him out, it's like, I wonder what way that he's going to use kind of leverage over us or some type of way. And I knew there was something more. That's why I'm like, I want to hear this out to see how Arthur's going to make
Wow.
this guy miserable.
Dom, you normally talk shit about me, so it's nice hearing a compliment that the villains aren't always cut and dry. Thanks, buddy.
Aw.
So Riga
What?
in chat thought we should just give the old hands, tongues, and eye removal treatment. But we need him to have a tongue when he's dead in case we need to, like, summon his spirit back.
I was confused as to what Naomi thought she was going to be able to do with his dead body.
I need his head because I can make him talk again.
What spell is that?
That
Probably undead
is the.
Let's make them as a surprise, but I don't know all the spells offhand. I am
fine, I
really
need to
liking
know
all
my
the
spell,
cattle-based spells, though.
It's
There are
called
a ton of spells to, like, make cattle grow stronger or
Yeah.
feed herds.
It's kind of
Oh,
interesting.
God, I didn't know that. I would have specced in. Goat
Question
herder.
the dead.
Useful stuff.
I just have
Question
to. I
dead.
Yeah, question the dead. I have 4 questions that I'll be able to ask him. So it's a question per each level, and then they're direct. I have to be specific because the answer is going to be specific back. All I need is the intact. Was it the tongue, jaw, cervical tongue and jaw? That's all I need.
Well, I'm sure if you can ever get to this guy's body, you can start asking questions.
Yep.
I think there was one thing, and I don't know if we even covered it, that I wish we had done in front of the audience, was that discussion of how far do we go to get the information, right? And Riga had pointed it out. Is it hands, tongue, eyes? Do you go that far? And I love when that kind of intense tension comes up in campaigns. I've played in D&D campaigns where people were like, we're like, yeah, we can play together even though we're sort of in opposing alignments. And then when the opposing alignment moment comes up, it's like explosive and amazing. And then like we have to hug it out and be like, GG, it's all good. Like we love each other, because
This is
those kinds of
actually-
moments are pretty cool. I think you don't get those a lot.
This feels a lot more intense than when I'm playing an evil character and my friend who's a good character confronts my evil character in game, because we have a lot more than just like a base, like, good, evil, neutral thing that, we have a lot at stake as characters, and it's not just, do the right thing or do the wrong thing. There's a lot more, so it gets a lot more,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does.
tricky.
Like
It
your
does.
I like to
personal
say,
beliefs.
Virgil, I didn't mind you killing him. I just wanted to know what he's going to offer and like all that stuff. I know how horrible of a person he is.
Oh, I just totally thought he was gonna find a good lie and trick you
talk
guys.
Oh,
her.
no.
Yeah,
I
it would have
didn't-
been like the end of Wolf Among Us, where the bad guy gets to.
No, 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 no! I still have to play Wolf Among Us. Don't even know.
Anti-spoiler
No,
alert.
no. I'm gonna be
Blah,
marathon streaming it. Don't do that.
Son of a.
Sorry about that noise, guys. That was
Sorry
Sorry
really
about
loud.
that noise, guys. Sorry about all that.
We didn't say about anything.
But the other thing I was gonna say too is like if we did add that conversation that we had on break, the bad guy would have been still there, and he would have been like, "Hey guys, I'm still here. You're having this conversation. I'm
Yes,
sitting here,"
yeah.
and then that would have gave him a chance to like attack us first and stuff like that.
How exactly how maybe he does. That's how that stuff plays out. I've been in that
Yeah.
position before where we let somebody, we're like, okay, give him a moment to say something, and he's like, la 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 la, you're all charmed.
The thing is,
and we're like,
Arthur,
"Ah!"
I can't believe. I just can't believe how insulting you were to Karim from that guy. Wow,
guy?
I was literally like,
'Cause
now
he
I
was,
cut
no,
his
he
throat
was
just
trying
a
to
little
troll
bit.
you, dog.
I
That's
know,
what
but I was like, does he want to keep talking or no? Because Karim is getting irritated at this point.
So with the Prince of
I-
Lies, his specific intention was to like make Abelia show herself, right?
Okay.
At first, it was he thought he was just having a one-on-one with Karim, but then Goffu showed up, and then Naomi showed up, and he was more and more convinced that yes, definitely Abelia has to be here because the other three are here.
Yeah.
Like as
That
more
doesn't
like
show-
originally he was like, "Oh, you're here, Karim. I guess it's a one-on-one," and then more and more people keep popping out of invisibility.
Yeah, because I wanted to say Brislow personally, but
So I think it's pretty clear the whole time his intention was just to take a wife of sufficient standing that he could marry, and then just use that as an excuse to do what's that guy's name in Italy? President Berlusconi and the Bunga Bunga
Yeah.
parties. Just basically have like a bunch of kids and be like, hey, these are all my kids with Abelia.
Yep.
She's off Spears of the Dawning. That's why you haven't seen her. She just had the pregnancy out there. That's why I have like 5 kids, man. Also, now
Yeah.
I get all her land from her dad.
You're
but
all,
she
I
can't
have
get
5 kids. 2 of them are 3. 2 of them are 2, and 1 is 1.
yes,
All from Abelia.
it. So here's the thing. He,
I did it.
as long as he remains in the position he's in, he can do stuff like that.
yeah.
Nobody
Like,
would
he can just say stuff and people will be like, yeah, okay, whatever you say, buddy. By the way, I need you to fund this XYZ
Yeah.
thing for the
And I
government.
think it was definitely great at that moment for Abelia to go, this won't ever end. Like, you get into bed with the Prince of Lies, or you get into bed with an Agogo, and it doesn't end. The manipulation,
Oh,
the
no.
negotiation.
Oh no, it ended.
like it
was
is
an
right. No, I
error.
mean,
I will
if you right in this
ask-
case, if you don't kill him again, if you don't somehow neutralize the threat, it's that continual like.
So here's the
I'm
thing
right,
that-
I'm doing the best thing. It was great the way that Afram was played. Arthur, you did a great job, I think, calling that out. That idea that no, I'm gonna keep asking for what benefits me every time, every turn, and I'm doing nothing wrong. Every turn, it's
Yeah.
what can I get out of this? How can I come out on top? Every time.
Here's something that I want to share because he's dead and it's never going to come up. He was absolutely willing to go through with what he said. You marry him and then you leave forever and he never
Yes.
sees you again. He doesn't need you to do anything. He just wanted something more out of it. If you weren't going to marry him, then he wanted to like make some money off of this situation.
Exactly.
But he was perfectly willing to just be like, okay, everyone is now part of a silence pact.
Which
I
is
just
why
made a
we're-
shit ton of money. There's
Right.
some other stuff going on he made a ton of money out of, which the chat might have caught if they were paying super close attention to some stuff going on in
But
the
it
background.
was that moment that really worked for Abelia. This, okay, look, if I can't have it this way by marrying you, then look, just do your thing as a spear and let me profit off a little bit. And I think that was very crystallizing for Abelia's character, where it's like, really? That's not what this is, right? The spears are not, you don't profit off of the spears. That's not the point. And I think for her, that moment and talking with him and realizing any way that he was going to finagle a deal out of this with the spears of the Dawns attached to it, or the, prominent, budding prominent, wife of a city chief, soon to be city clan chief or something, maybe not now. But like it was like that moment where it's like all you are doing is manipulating. All you are doing is how to take this name, the Sunwalker name, or the Spears of the Dawn name, or Amelia's name, and just turn it to your benefit. That's it. And it was
Yeah.
just that. I got a nice character moment to be like, I think this is what Abelia would do. Abelia would be tired of this manipulation, would be tired of like now
Eventually.
here she did it, because that was what she did in the beginning. She was exactly doing all that with everybody else. She jumped into this as a Spear of the Dawn just to make a name for her father. And look how awful it got as she's doing all of this kind of stuff and going, is this what this is?
But eventually he's going to say, call me Oaks one more time. One more
You
time.
did say that. You actually
I know,
did say
and
that.
I was
He
about to
stopped
kill him
calling you
just
Oaks.
for that. I mean, I was so angry. It's like, first of all,
There's so much
How
going
did he
on behind the
kill him?
scene that I can't even tell you about.
And then-
It's so amazing.
Oh
And,
no,
like, all
what
those...
I get.
The thing is, all of his plots, like, none of them end. They all continue past his death because, as he told you, he planned for you to kill him. He was
Yeah,
like,
so
if you
there's
kill me, bad stuff's gonna happen to you.
you know, there's a power vacuum, and he probably has planned for that, so that way it doesn't collapse completely, right? Other than just the guards coming, like who takes over the Prince of Lies now and
Part
all
of me
this
want to go back to my
business.
homeland and put a hole to my
Go,
grandfather's
Ghost.
chest
Go,
because I know he's
go.
part of this somehow.
Yes, you should definitely do that.
It's
Next
on my
time
to-do
on
list.
Spears of the Dawn.
Spears on trial.
CSI Niala.
Officer, where this lightning bolt came from?
There's
It went
not going
right
to be
through
much
his chest.
of an issue. It's not like there wasn't 60 people outside that saw me murder the guy.
What really happened? Where did all this
The way
money
that
come
you become
from?
the Prince of Lies is by having the most money. So what if I bring my father here and then he's the Prince of Lies? I'll go
I
with that.
don't. Yeah,
Don't think
your dad doesn't have anywhere near enough money to compete with
Damn
the people
it.
here.
No,
You
but
guys
Will
have,
Smith
like, a
shows
couple-
up with that mind eraser thing, and he's just like, "Look into the light, guys."
Bloop! What you doing?
Nope. All right.
This is gonna be very exciting.
Yeah. Wow. I can't believe we had a 15-minute post show.
Yeah,
This
Good.
is
love
an
the
exciting
tension.
episode.
I love
Lots
how
of
it's going.
XP me, Arthur.
4,000 XP for level 4s.
I don't know what that does.
Wow, okay. That brings me to
Yeah.
12.
Oh man, Abelia trying to like mess up the court system by grioing her way out.
Oh God.
You know that
I'm a-
griots are the actual lawyers, right? I mean, that's literally their job. They're
I'm
counselors.
a mediator. That's my trade.
I think
Oh,
that, yeah,
God.
we definitely at the beginning of the next episode, we gotta have someone that's like, Abelia, are you sure you want to represent yourself?
Represent
This is
yourself."
crazy.
Yeah.
Delia's like, "I got this."
Cast magic songs. I'm amazing. You're my buddy. Judge. We're good
I like to
friends.
say, when I talk to this
Innocent.
guy, I try to make us look somewhat decent. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you were just like, hey, here's all the crimes that this other dude did. We were involved to this extent.
Yeah,
How's
that's
it going? And this dude just like, okay, my clothes weigh like 100 pounds. Give me a second. I gotta get
Yeah,
out
wait,
the door.
I kind of missed. Why do his clothes weigh 100 pounds? Like,
He's
you
the
said
Oba.
that.
He's
He's
the
the
clan
Oba.
chief.
Well,
And he
and
weighs
remember-
like, he's got the ornamentation, you know, like
Okay.
decorative like medals and like big shoulder pads to make him look impressive and like a neck headdress thing. It's some like Hunger Games level shit going on.
Speaking of which, I really
Ooh.
not Hunger Games, but I really like how each of us had our own way of like telling our sides.
Yeah, turning
So, like,
yourselves in and you're all
Goffu-
just like, this is how it went.
Yeah, so Goffu went to the Oba, then we had Abelia go to, the Marwin,
Consulate.
people, the
Diplomats,
consulate, yeah.
The
And then
consulate.
like I got taken by the priests and the priestesses, and then like Karim, the only thing I could think is he would have to like fight his way to people to believe him. So I mean, like, I think that was really good that you have to like talk to an actual spear, like straight up guy that's
That
been
makes
doing
it-
stuff.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
like fits so well, and it was like I just feel like it was a planned unplanned thing, kind of like how we always play.
Yeah.
It's an unknown unknown.
Wow. Okay. Samuel
But it
L.
was-
Jackson.
Really, really good. It worked really well.
I think in that moment where it's like, okay, we're doing actions, and I think we wanted to keep with the pace. That improv turned out pretty good on our parts. Like, okay, where do you go? And Arthur also for you giving us you prompting us with, okay, here's what happens. Here's what happens.
Yeah, because
You
you
know,
could have
that
been
kinda
like, no, that doesn't happen. No, you
I
don't
liked-
get taken there.
I liked the intro today, Arthur. I liked how you did that.
Oh, how we did the
Yeah.
the
Thought it worked
Emperor
really well.
Kade of Neala catches you up on everything you've done, just in case you forgot about it, Kareem.
It's good.
You know, it's
Good
like the
stuff.
beginning of. I think Defiance does that a lot. The sci-fi TV show Defiance, where like at the beginning of the episode, one of the characters will be like, "Say, didn't this happen? And don't you have this outstanding issue to resolve? And also, let's advance the plot slightly in one sentence." And I'm like, wow, that was a really good recap.
Yeah. I like
Where-
how it was
And
in Dream World too, because it
Yeah.
fit with the ongoing theme that we're having.
Yeah, that terrorizing.
Terrorizing Korea.
Yeah.
So reading Riga's chat in the chat there. Can I request trial by combat?
Trial by combat.
You know,
You're
I'm gonna
safe.
have to. I haven't gone this deep in the book to figure out what the actual Sakone.
Whatever. We get trial by
Trial
combat.
by
I try to
Wait,
do.
we
combat.
are.
We do Thunderdome. I try end the
There's
Kai, and
lots.
it's like shut
There's
down.
lots of things, but I mean, we are Spears of the Dawn, so that's got to factor in. I would assume somehow.
We only had to do what we had to do because we had to do it. It's
The
part of our
biggest, the
job.
biggest factor of being Spears of the Dawn is that you can't become Spears of the Dawn to avoid judgment.
Yeah.
But
That's not. That guy was like,
You can't
"You're
be
in big
sent
trouble
to the
now.
wall."
You're already a spear. You done fucked up. You're supposed to kill people first, then
and
join
then
the
become a
spears."
spear.
Karim
You
totally
say
missed
that.
that part of the book.
Can
He's
you
like,
double
"Oh,
roll
wait a
step?
minute."
I get to kill people.
Oath
Yes.
twice. Is that against the rules?
Is what
Yes.
against the rules?
Take the oath twice.
Yes, it is.
Because you'd have to renounce the oath, which would kill
Renounce
you.
your oath, and then you take
No,
your oath
you
again.
can't.
If you renounce the oath, they
You
all set
die.
upon and kill you.
Yeah.
Then you take the oath to get out of it.
Javelins of the morning,
Morning.
Kareem's new organization. Wow.
Bullets of
All
the
right.
Lord.
All right. Yeah. So that was an episode,
Oh,
folks
there you
at
go.
home. That
That
happened.
was.
We'll be back next week to
insane.
find out
Next
once
Monday.
again the results of the actions the players have taken. I'm sure, like every other week, it's just gonna get worse.
I like how despite how everything gets worse, our characters actually get mechanically better each week.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. We get a little smarter that way. Even
Are
though
you
we
sure that you weren't always that good and you're just learning how to express it now?
Maybe I am.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Yep. All
Also,
right.
Kareem, don't we need to get you some like first aid? Do you have it?
Yeah,
I-
he's fairly
Spell.
heavily injured. He's only got, what do you got, like 2 or 3 hit points left?
No, I got like 6 hit points.
I'll
Oh,
get
so you could be
Yeah.
you could be killed by a passing spear impaling you.
I'm
Oh.
gonna give him some sweet.
A random guard on the street might be able to
Let-
kill you in one swift
Let's
blow.
not do that. No, don't do that. Don't even think that.
Well, you know how it is with the cops. You know, you mess with one of them in prison occasionally,
Oh,
you like
yeah,
fall
that's
down an
right.
elevator
Oh,
shaft
no.
onto some
What
bullets.
I just
What?
like it. I just like it that everybody else being haggled at their event, and I'm just chilling out in the library making notes from my trial.
Yeah. You
Eating
went to the
stuff
one
like-
guy in the city who's like, I don't actually care that much, and that guy that I don't like is dead, so I guess this works out great for me.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm getting
I
lectured
know.
by my uncle or something.
I know someone has to not like Alfram in this city. Someone.
Yeah,
But all
it's
those
weird that
slaves-
someone who would shut down trade on 3 borders, or demand that it be shut down as a result of an event, and who had half of his party mysteriously die,
Yeah.
and who somehow maintained a
Still
title that no
best
one
friend?
has ever maintained for more than a few months
Yeah.
for 2 years. Yeah, he's probably stepped on a few toes.
There's a few, so you know. Hey, that's my defense right there.
That's
the
your
Afro
defense is
defense.
we had to kill him. He
Yeah,
was
the-
a threat
My
to.
defense is you didn't really like him
toe-stepping?
anyway.
Oh, we had to kill him. No one liked him anyway.
You didn't like him.
Awesome. Well, I guess that's the name of the episode. No one liked him anyway.
There we go. I like that, Arthur.
It's good.
Nobody like.
Oh
know there's a
boy!
song,
All right,
I know-
guys, we'll be back next week. All throughout this week, I've got stuff going on every night, so
I'm
stick
trying to think
around
of
for
what
that.
boy band
Yeah.
sang that song. I didn't like you anyway.
Awesome,
Think it was
Tom. That's the
instinct.
thing we're gonna go out on. That's the last thing people are gonna hear in this episode. Have a good night, guys.
Night.
Good night. Happy New Year, everybody.